Over the last few years, tenants and staff worked together to refresh the tenant engagement system. 2019 marks an exciting milestone as we start to implement the refreshed tenant engagement system that will encourage and allow Toronto community housing tenants to get involved in local decision-making. In this short video, you will learn about the refreshed tenant engagement system and the different local engagement options at the building townhouse level. Tenants will have the opportunity to vote on an option based on what they feel meets the needs of their community. The structure of the refreshed tenant engagement system includes 3 levels of engagement. They are: building townhouse level, which is responsible for developing, monitoring, and implementing community action plans. Community level, consisting of tenant community action tables that work with tenants and stakeholders to address tenant priorities. City level, consisting of the citywide Tenant Staff Governance Oversight Committee, which acts as a resource and accountability structure for tenants and staff participating in the tenant engagement system. The focus of this video is to provide tenants with information about the local engagement options at the building townhouse level. So let's get started. As mentioned earlier, at the building townhouse level, tenants will have an opportunity to choose an engagement option that can involve more tenants in local decision-making by helping monitor their local community action plan. Tenants can also choose to be independent of the engagement system. What is a community action plan? It's a document that has been created together with tenants and outlines actions and solutions in response to tenant-identified priorities. Since the start of 2019, we've been working with tenants to create an action plan that responds to tenant-identified priorities. There are 4 local engagement options that you can choose from: community representatives, building townhouse committees, or independent, tenant association, no representation. We will explain what these 4 options mean and how they affect you as a tenant a little later on. If you want to be represented and participate in the tenant engagement system, there are 2 options: community representatives or building townhouse committees. Participating in the tenant engagement system will allow your community to get involved in local decision-making. Tenants will be able to address local priorities, be represented, and have their voice heard in the community. The first option is the community representative option. With this option, tenants can elect 2 representatives for every 250 households. All tenants will have an opportunity to run and vote in their communities. All elected community representatives are members of the Tenant Community Action Table in their community, formerly known as tenant councils. The second option is the Building Townhouse Committee option. With this option, membership is open to all tenants. A minimum number of tenants are required to form a committee, and the number of members in each committee will be different depending on the community. There's no limit as to how many people can participate. The committee selects 2 members to the Tenant Community Action Table in their community, formerly known as tenant councils. Just to recap, if you select the community representative option or building townhouse option, the function, tenant responsibility, and staff responsibility are the same. The differences lie in the selection process, membership, and how tenants are selected to the Tenant Community Action Tables. So what if you want to be independent from the tenant engagement system? If tenants choose to be independent, they can choose to have an independent tenant association or have no representation in local decision-making. Tenant associations are groups comprised of tenants that are independent of Toronto community housing. This option does not have representation at the Tenant Community Action Table. A community can choose to form a tenant association in addition to having a community representative or building townhouse committee in the tenant engagement system. A community can form a tenant association at any point in time. If tenants do not want to participate in the tenant engagement system, they may choose the no representation option. No representation means that communities are independent from Toronto Community Housing's tenant engagement system. This means tenants will have no community representation at the Tenant Community Action Table, formerly known as tenant councils. Tenants will have no representation in local decision-making. Communities will not have a formal group of tenants to monitor their local community action plan. So what is next? This fall, get ready to vote for the engagement option that best fits your community. We will be holding a voting day in each community, so keep a lookout for posters and staff outreach. You'll receive at least 2 weeks' notice of when voting day will be, as they'll be different in each community. For more information, send an email to engagementrefresh@torontohousing.ca. Visit torontohousing.ca/TER. Call 416-981-4435 or get in touch with us on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, or Twitter. Thanks for watching, and make sure to vote for the local engagement option that would be best for your community. It is your community, your say.